Hey everyone, my name's Taylor Henriksen and I'm a Google intern specializing in Google Ads for small businesses. Today we're going to go over how to set up your Google Ads account if you're a florist or a flower shop, regardless of if you deliver flowers in the area, sell flowers online, etc. We're going to go over a couple main topics. That's conversion tracking, search campaigns, dynamic search ads, local campaigns, shopping campaigns, and how to switch your account to a maximize conversion bid strategy. And I know that all sounds super confusing right now, but we're going to make it all make sense for you and help you set that up so your account can be good to go to continue to sell flowers to the best of your abilities. So let's get started. So here is your Google Ads account. We're going to go over a couple basic features first to make sure you understand kind of the lay of the land here. This is what your account might look like. I personally prefer to press switch view right here. If you don't see that button, try refreshing your page. Switch view allows you to have this side navigation bar so you can see all of the campaigns you created, which end up right here, any drafts that you might have. This also gives you the recommendation tab right here, which is really important to look at as your campaigns kind of progress to make sure they stay updated. I don't have any recommendations right here because none of my ads are running, but when you get your ads up and going, you're going to start to see recommendations build up right here. So it's really important to take a look at those kind of as your account progresses. And then here you can see keywords that you have for your account, and then you can track their progress, how many impressions they're getting. If you scroll to the side, their cost, kind of different data on how successful they are. So those are kind of the main features that you should be looking at, but you can kind of explore this side navigation bar right here. So now we're going to get into actually making campaigns a little bit more. Feel free to pause this video as we go so you can do the steps as I'm doing them. So let's get into it. When you first set up your Google Ads account, you pay the same amount per click regardless of who the person is. So it could be a kindergartner doing a research project on local roses in the area and they're looking up roses near me, or it could be a mom looking to send flowers to her mom. So what we want to do is we want to filter out all of the kids doing research projects, anyone else who might be looking at flowers without the intent of actually buying flowers, and only show your ads to the people who will actually spend money with your company, so that way we make the most out of your budget as possible. So the way that we can do that is we first need to set up what's called conversion tracking. What that means is basically your Google Ads account will collect a ton of data on everyone who does important actions on your website. So that could be spend 30 seconds on your landing page, it could be make an actual purchase, it could be calling your shop, etc. There's a lot of different things that we can collect data on. So we want to find out what types of people are making these actions, learn about those types of people, and only show your ads to similar types of people, which would be the audience most likely to spend money with your business. So how we're going to do that is we're going to go up in the top right corner to this little wrench, Tools and Settings. Click on that. Under Measurements, you can see where it says Conversions. Click on that. So here you can see right now, these conversions aren't actually tracking right now. I have no data here. But what you want to do is you want to press this blue plus button, click there, and then on this screen you'll be able to set up your conversions, and I'm going to attach a video right here in this corner for you to learn more about setting up conversion tracking, because it definitely needs its own video, but it's really important to set up. So please check out that video and set up conversion tracking for your Google Ads account. Now we're going to make a search campaign. Search campaigns are kind of the bread and butter of Google. It's when somebody types a query into google.com, it's kind of those first two, three, four results that appear on the top and they say ad next to them, and it instantly brings your website and your ad to the top of the page as one of the top results. So it really gets your ad in front of people well. So it's really important to have that in your Google Ads account. So let's get into making a search campaign. So you're going to go right here and press new campaign, and these are kind of goals that you can set for your campaign. But I'm going to go with create a campaign without a goals guidance just to have a little bit more flexibility. And then we're going to go to search campaign, and I'm going to leave all of these unchecked for now. And then give it a name, whatever you want it to be. For now, I'm just going to go flowers search, and then press continue. And then that's just asking if I want to work on an old draft. I'm going to say start new. So now we're going to set a budget. Budget is kind of whatever you want it to be, but remember that the more you put in, the more you get out, especially with a new campaign when it's starting off. It kind of takes a few days for it to learn about who it wants to target, what's working well, what's making your campaign successful. And the higher your budget at the beginning, the quicker that learning period is. So keep that in mind as you're setting your budget. I'm going to set mine to $5 a day for now. And as this campaign runs, some days it might spend a little bit less than $5, some days it might spend a little bit more than $5, but over the course of the entire month, it will even out to no more than $5 a day. Bidding, right now mine's set to clicks. This is really important to set it to conversions once you have your conversion tracking set up, like I mentioned in the last part. So if you have that set up, you'll click conversions here. Really important to make sure you're targeting the right people and making the most out of your budget. But for right now on this account, I don't have conversion tracking set up yet, so I'm going to go with clicks, but we'll go over how to change that later when you do have conversion tracking set up. So clicks, then I'm going to press next. Networks is all about kind of where your ads are going to show up and how wide of websites they're going to show up on. So search networks is something kind of like ask.com. If somebody types a query into ask.com, your ad could show up as an ad as one of those results on ask.com. So it's really how broad of websites you want your ads to show up on. I'm going to unclick these for now, but that is up to you if you would like to keep them. Locations is where you have to kind of consider your business model a little bit more. So maybe you're a flower shop that delivers to the local area and you get a lot of calls from people out of town looking to deliver flowers to friends in the area. In that case, you might want to target the entire United States. But maybe you are truly only kind of that local option, local flower shop, local florist, and you really only cater to your community. Then you could click enter another location, could do an advanced search, and then I'll put in my city, Falls Church, Virginia. There we go. We'll go West Falls Church, Virginia. And then you can set up a radius around that area. So I click radius here. Maybe I want it to be a 30-mile radius around Falls Church. All right. So I have West Falls Church, 30-mile radius around Falls Church. Really probably don't need both, so I'm gonna get rid of that one and only use that 30-mile radius around Falls Church. So you can kind of make it as restrictive or less restrictive as you want it to be. So I'm gonna press save. And then now I'm targeting just this area. Language, depending on who you serve in your community, I'm only gonna do English for now. And then we can kind of get into audience targeting a little bit more. So I tend to like to keep this a little bit less restrictive for flower shops, but you could do something like, let's see, flowers. If you search here, you could do an in-market audience. That's people kind of currently searching for flowers. Maybe they've searched on other flower shops' websites recently. You could do Mother's Day flowers specifically. So there's a lot of different things you could do. You can also browse here, demographics, if you have a certain demographic that you like to target, people who are married, etc. You can do kind of things that they like. So food and dining, lifestyle and hobbies, etc. There's a lot of different categories here. But for now, I think we should keep it kind of a little bit more broad and not restrict the audience. And then we're going to press next. Now we start thinking of the keywords. So this is a very important part. So there's a couple kind of tools that Google has to help make this a little bit easier of a process. So we can enter our flower shop's URL. I am going to use this flower shop as an example, Abundant Flowers. I'm going to copy that and paste it in right here. And then you can also enter products or services here. So you could say florist, enter, flowers, enter, just kind of a couple keywords that represent your business, and then you press get keywords, and it's thinking about it. Okay, here we go. So it'll generate a huge list of a bunch of keywords that it's found relevant to other business models that are similar. So we can, we can go through this list really quick. You can look at all of kind of these searches and keywords, make sure they all seem right. But maybe you don't do, let's say, funeral flower arrangements. Maybe that's just not a type of flower that you do. You could delete that. Exactly like that. You can take out as many of these as you want. You can also add to the end of the list. So we'll just add in rose arrangement. Maybe you have a lot of rose arrangements. Anything that you think is relevant. Maybe we have a lot of gift baskets. Maybe we do children gift baskets, etc. So that's kind of how you put those keywords in. You can take out as many as you want, add in as many as you want, etc. So that seems like a pretty good number of keywords right there. And you can kind of add more as you go throughout the course of business if you see your kind of searches changing, if you add products, take out products, etc. So we're going to scroll down. Final URL is where you want your ad to be directed to. So again, we're taking this website address at the top. We're just going to paste it in right here. Sometimes people run into issues if you don't put HTTPS : and then 2 slashes before this little part right here. Sometimes it'll give you a little pop-up window right here, so make sure you have those letters before the web address. And now we're going to go into headlines. If you click right here, it'll just give you some headlines that it thinks would be relevant based on your website. So we're going to accept some of these suggestions. Going to accept these. And then we can also type our own. So flowers, fresh always. This is a chance for you to highlight things that make your flower shop unique. Maybe we do free delivery on bouquets. So you can kind of type in whatever you want that you want to highlight about your flower shop. It'll give you some keywords that it thinks will make your ad really stand out and be really strong. And then we're going to put in some descriptions. So these are a little bit longer. You can see you have 90 characters to use here, but for headlines you had 30. So it's more of kind of that longer description. We're going to take some of these suggestions. For time's sake, I'm just going to click on these. You can type in whatever you want in the description right here. So this is pretty much the main setup of your search ad. So we press done. Beautiful. And then we can press next. And then now it's going to ask us for site link extensions, call out extensions, and call extensions. So these are really important to add to make sure that you have a high quality score. So what that means is basically when your ad goes into what's called the ad auction, when Google is determining how much you're going to pay per click, it factors in 3 things. It factors in relevancy, so how relevant is your ad to the user making the search, how much you pay, so your bid, and also the quality of the ad. So that's kind of how your ad is structured. So how helpful is it going to be to the user? Does it have a lot of information in the ad, or is it kind of more bare boned? So adding in things like site link extensions, call out extensions, and call extensions are ways that you can increase your quality score, and it doesn't cost anything to add, and it also increases the actual space that your ad will take up in the search result. So it's best practice to kind of add in all of these things to make your ad as great and as standout as possible. So site link extensions are kind of when you have your main part of your search, it's the links right under that can direct to a certain part of your website. So if I'm on my website, maybe we have something fun going on for summer. So I'd get the URL for my specific summer landing page where it has all of these different options, and I'd put that in as that URL. And then the text, I would say summer as the category, and you can add in descriptions. So summer flower sale. Get fresh summer flowers here. Those kinds of descriptions. But again, that's kind of all just to make it a little bit easier for users to go to the part of your website that's going to be the most relevant to them. So you can add a few different ones of those. Best practice to add a couple. I'm just going to add one for now. Call out extensions. So these are different kind of things that you want to call out about your website. So maybe you get new flowers every day, or maybe you have a special sale going on. So 50% off sale, and we can do flowers delivered daily. So kind of pick the things that make your business stand out, or you could be family owned and operated. So there's a couple different types of things that you can do here. And then we want to have that call extension. So use your phone number, click that, and then make sure here, okay, so make sure it shows up here, and then you have that selected, and then you can press next. And then it's going to ask you to review, make sure everything looks right, and then we're just going to click publish. And there is your first search campaign. Congratulations. It is now up and running, and you'll start to see those impressions and those clicks go up over the next few days. Another really cool thing we can do is what's called a dynamic search ad. So what that means is basically if you're the type of website where you have a lot of different landing pages, maybe you have sympathy and funeral flowers, or you have summer flowers, or under birthday, you have birthday for friend, birthday for mom, etc. And you can click on all of these. Maybe you could click on a specific bouquet. So you have a lot of different landing pages like that. You can deliver ads to a specific landing page based on what the person's searching. And you don't even have to add in all the landing pages yourself. The other really cool thing is with dynamic search ads, you don't have to add in keywords either. So basically, your Google Ads account will understand what the searcher is looking for and also understand the content on each of your landing pages, and it'll match the two and give them a super relevant headline. So for example, say someone looks up birthday flowers for my mom. Then your Google Ads account will understand that you have a section called birthday for mom, and it'll give the searcher a headline like birthday for mom. And then that'll be a super relevant result to the searcher. So they'll click on it and be directed exactly to this landing page. So they don't have to try and find it on your website. They'll be directed right here to what's relevant to them. So how we set this up is we go to our Google Ads account. This is our main screen again. We go to campaigns. This is the campaign we just made, flowers search. Click on that. And then these are the ad groups. So we're just going to add in a new ad group. So it's not changing your budget at all. It's just another way to kind of get the relevant keywords that we might not have thought of before. Every day, Google has tons and tons and tons of new searches that have never ever been searched before. So it's not possible to think of all the keywords in all the searches somebody could possibly have to be directed to your site. So this is another way that Google can kind of adapt and be dynamic as people think of new searches that they want to look up. So how we're going to add it is we're going to click on this little plus button right here, plus ad group, and where it says ad group type instead of standard, we're going to click on that and change it to dynamic. And then yes, continue. So scroll up to the top a little bit, it pushed me down. You're going to enter the domain of your website. So that's for using abundant flowers. Copy that, paste it in, but we don't need all this HTTPS in front of it. We only want the www dot and then that. So that's what it should look like for domain. We're going to say update, and then we're going to give the ad group a name. So we're going to just make this one dynamic. And then, so for this part down here, you can kind of choose which parts of your website you want to include. So you can do it by category. You can copy and paste in the specific URLs that you want to include. Or you can just say all web pages, that's all the landing pages on your website. So I prefer to do that one so we have all of our bases covered. So click on that and press save and continue. All right, so like I said before, your headlines are going to be automatically created by your account. Super cool. But you do need to think of a couple descriptions. So again, this is 90 character limit, so it's a little bit longer. So we could do something like fresh flowers daily, specializing in festive bouquets, and we offer free delivery. So something like that, and then you could have another headline like family owned and operated with 30 years of experience. So you get the idea of the descriptions, just providing a little bit more context about your business, and then we press done. And then again, with the site links and call to extensions that we mentioned last time, those are super important to have. So you can add those in again. Increases your quality score, so your ads are more relevant to the user, and ultimately that lowers the cost per click that you pay on your ad. So we're going to press save and continue. And that's all you need for a dynamic search ad. It's in your campaign right now, so congrats on getting that up and running. For flower shops and florists, it's really important that you're a local option. A lot of searches for you guys look like flowers near me, flower shops near me, flowers that deliver in my area, flowers that deliver in X city, etc. It's really, really important that you are tailoring to a specific community and a specific location. So, local campaigns are something that's going to be really, really useful for you guys. Those are kind of the ads that show up. Say I searched flowers near me, and then Google pops up this nice little map feature. You can have an ad placed right here, where instead of where it says Gino's Flowers, that could be your flower company showing that you're a local option to me. So how we would do that is we'd press new campaign, and then where it has all these options, again, we're going to press create a campaign without a goals guidance. And then this time, instead of search like we did last time, we're going to go local. All right, so this is what makes Google local campaigns very, very simple. All you really need is a Google My Business location. So that's kind of if I search a specific flower shop, and it's kind of that pop-up that comes up on the side right here. So if you have that Google My Business account, you just connect, say, use Google My Business locations. Super, super simple to link it. Super simple to set up Google My Business as well. I'm going to put a video right here where you can get more information about how to set up a Google My Business account if you don't already have one, but definitely worth it to set it up. I personally do not have a business, so I'm going to say use affiliate locations instead so we can go through the process the same, but for you guys, you would click right here, use Google My Business locations. Continue. Give it a name, whatever you want it to be. I'm going to say flowers local. languages, English, budget, same thing as before. The more you put in, the more you get out, especially at the beginning of a campaign when it's in that learning process. I'm going to put at $5 a day again. Bidding is automatically set to maximize conversion value, and that's because the campaign is giving us options of kind of conversion actions for a local campaign. So that's me call clicks and driving directions. So those are the two options. We can unclick one, say we only want people to drive to us, say we only want people to call to us, or we can have both. So that's what allows us to do maximize conversion value, because we're assigning a value to both of these actions. So we're saying, okay, we want to get people who are going to call us, we want to get people who are going to drive and get directions to us. These are the types of people we want to go after. So that's why local campaigns are set to maximize conversion value. All right, and then we can press save and continue. Give it an ad group name. So we'll say, we can just keep it ad group 1, or we can say local ad group 1, whatever you want to be. Business name, we're using Abundant Flowers as our example. Final URL, again, copy and paste that from the website. We're going to put that in here. Keep the https:// right there. That's this part. Then we can get rid of that slash. And then same thing we did before. We want headlines and descriptions. It's not giving us auto recommendations now, so just think of a couple. You can go back and look at what you've used before. Abundant flowers. Abundant flowers, fresh every day. Oh, we'll say fresh daily. Get that character limit. Free delivery on every order, etc. Same thing, add a couple headlines. We're going to add in a couple descriptions as well. We'll say family owned and operated with 30 years experience. Add in a couple descriptions. 60 character limit this time, be aware of that. Call to action is something that we want them to do. So say like call now, super short, 11 character limit right here. So call now, buy now, etc. Those types of things, saying we want you to do this action. And then we need to have images, logos, and videos. So here we would say plus images, and then we have the option to scan website, which is really cool. You can copy and paste in your website, press enter, and it'll scan your website for images that you can use here. So say I like this flower bouquet, I would click on it, and then it asks what ratio you want. So you need at least one that's going to be this longer landscape size, and you need at least one that's going to be this square size. So this one doesn't really make sense to have it be that longer landscape. So I'm going to unclick that box right there and only use it as this 1-to-1 ratio. And then it says use as image, and we're going to say select one ratio. So that is now selected. We're also going to need one that's longer, that landscape. So let's use this one right here. Click on it, use as image. This one does not make sense to have as that 1-by-1 ratio. So unclick that. Now we only have this longer ratio selected. Then we're going to press select one ratio. Now that is also included. And now we need at least one logo. So my picture is blocking it right here, but you can also press upload. Say you have some maybe that you have saved on your computer. You can upload those there. We have recently used photos. And then our assets, these are ones that we just included. But I'm pretty sure they'll pop up if we use them in our ads before. But for now, I'm just going to say I want this bouquet as my logo. So I'm going to, instead where it says images, I'm going to press logo. And then I'll move this grid up so I get the top there. And then I'm going to press select. And now I have my logo. So I press save. So I now have at least one image and at least one logo. So I have all those all those requirements satisfied. So now we're going to add in a video. So we're going to go where it says plus video, click right here. And then this is important that you need to have it posted on YouTube or a recently used one. So I know it can be a little confusing to post a video on YouTube, so I'm going to link a video right here on how you can post a video on YouTube. It's only a few steps. It's not super, super complicated, but follow that guide to get your video posted on YouTube. And then once you do, you can copy and paste that URL link into this little type bar right here, and then make sure you click on that video. So get selected and press save. I'm going to go recently used. These are not flower shops, obviously, but I'm just going to click on one for example. So that's selected and press save. And that is about all you need for local campaigns. So you're going to press save and continue. It's thinking about it. All right, so it's going to give us that confirmation right there and then continue to campaign. And then you can see it right there. It is now posted. So congratulations on posting your local campaign. So another really cool thing you can do as a florist is if you're a flower shop where you have the option where people can select buy now or actually purchase certain bouquets or flowers on your website instead of just going to the store, just giving you guys a call. For example, if we're using Abundant Flowers here and we have their summer bouquets, they have all these options and you can buy these online here. If you have a similar setup where you have that order now or buy here button on your website, you can set up what's called a shopping campaign. So for those, if I were to type again flowers near me, these are kind of those features on the side where I can see the exact product, how much they cost, and I could click on one directly and get brought right to that buy here kind of button. So how you would set one up, again, we're back at our home page. You press new campaign, create a campaign without goals guidance, shopping ad, and then here you need to have a Google Merchant Center in order to create a shopping campaign. So those are pretty easy to set up, and I'll link a video right here on how to set up a Google Merchant Center, but that's really important so you can kind of link your products directly into this type of campaign. And I'll also include a video right here where we have a little bit more of a description on how to execute on that shopping campaign because I can't really do it because I don't have a merchant center available for me to link right here. But those are going to be really, really cool ads to promote your products kind of when people search for flowers near me, flowers to buy, etc. So you can be one of these options on the side right here. Another really cool thing, if you set up your Google Merchant Center, you don't even have to do a shopping campaign for your ads or for your products to show here. So you could be one of these options without even spending any money. But if you do choose to do a shopping campaign, then your ads will show again in that promoted way, kind of at the top here or on the side when people search here. When people search for these types of queries, like flowers near me, you could be one of these results right up here. So that's going to be really cool to get some visibility on certain products that you want to show off. So again, I'll link a video and check that out on how to launch shopping campaigns because they are very, very useful tools for florists. So the last thing I want to go over, like we said at the beginning of the video, setting up conversion tracking is super, super important so we can target the right people with your ads, the people most likely to spend money with your company, and make sure that we're not wasting money on people who are not actually gonna buy something or not actually gonna call you guys, etc. We want to separate that traffic. So once we have conversion tracking set up, we want to change our bid strategy to maximize conversions. So that means we want the most conversions, the most calls, the most website visits, etc. as possible and optimize our account towards that. So how we're going to do that, we're back here at our home screen. We're going to click on campaigns. It's going to bring us to all the campaigns we just made. and this was our search campaign. So this is the one where it's set to maximize clicks right here. You can see that. We want to change that to maximize conversion. So how we're going to do that, we click on this little box right next to the name of the campaign, and then it's going to bring up this blue row right here. So where it says edit, click on that drop down menu where it says change bid strategy, click there. It's going to say target CPA here. That's a different type of bid strategy. Right now we want to change it to, so click on target CPA. We want to change it to maximize conversions, what we just talked about. So click on that, and you're just going to press apply. And that is all you need to do to change it to the right bid strategy once you have conversion tracking set up. And just be aware that over the next couple of days, anytime you kind of make a big change in your account, like the bid strategy, it's going to take a couple of days for it to kind of learn from that change. So you might see traffic kind of dip down a little bit, maybe impressions and clicks are going to drop a little bit. It's actually a good thing because it means it's weeding out all of that bad traffic that you were wasting money on before. So you're going to see it dip a little bit. Don't be concerned. It's going to ramp back up after a few days to make sure we're really targeting the right people. So it's weeding out that bad traffic and inserting in the better traffic that we were probably missing out on before. So just be aware of that. It'll say bid strategy learning. That's how you know it's changed right. And you are good to go on maximize conversions. Congratulations on setting up your Google Ads account. Remember that this is a very simple setup and there's a ton of really cool things that you can do with Google Ads. So keep playing around in your account, trying out different things, setting up new campaigns, etc. There's so much opportunity for your Google Ads account, especially as you continue to scale your business, continue to scale your Google Ads account. So leave any questions that you might have for me in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer all of them to the best of my abilities. Thank you so much.